Hey there, wrestling fanatics. It's the host with the most here. It is Team Rai, and we are going to do another special podcast edition. This time, the WrestleMania moments. I have a guest here. Take it away.
Yes, my name is Tony. This is the first official podcast on me and Ryra of the year, the tag team champions. You can follow me on Twitter. It is double_T_23. Follow if you'd like. I tweet various things. And if you'd like, you can subscribe to my YouTube. I don't post videos that often as I used to, but I still watch videos and all that other stuff. But if you want to sub, just to sub, for the chance, maybe I'll post video again. It's TRT Reactions and Reviews, so thank you for that. And Rai will gladly put my links in the description. So, yes.
I sure will. Now, before we do this WrestleMania moment, recently I did with my friend named Matt about the Royal Rumble moments from the beginning until currently. Thanks, Tony, for the thumbnail. I really appreciate it. It comes in handy.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so this one we're gonna discuss about WrestleMania moments and all that, etc., etc. From the beginning, March 31st, 85, the arena was Madison Square Garden, and back then the attendance was not that great like the current WrestleManias in my eyes, but that's from the very first one, and McMahon took a huge gamble, right, Tony? Remember those days? He took a huge gamble on that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
look at
those were the days, huh?
yeah, no Twitter, no Facebook, nothing, no internet, nothing. It was I think it was black. I mean closed circuit, right? The very first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the matchup we're going to discuss, the only matchup I'm going to discuss, Hulk Hogan team up with his buddy Mr. T. You know, they know each other from back in the day. I think Hogan made an appearance on the A Team. I'm not too sure. I used to watch that back in the day. And their opponents is Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. That match was okay, but we expect. So I'm not gonna tell you who won. You know already. So let's move on to WrestleMania 2, 86. For the first time, in the early days of the WWF, they have 3 different cities host a WrestleMania. Rosemont Horizon, aka Allstate Arena, Los Angeles, California, and Pontiac. No, sorry, it was 2. I'm sorry, Rosemont, L.A., Los Angeles, and let me discuss this about real quick. Greg Valentine, Bruce Beefcake, Davey Boy Smith, and Diamond Kid for tag team titles. I don't know who won. I don't remember. Rest in peace, Davey Boy. He should be in the Hall of Fame, and Diamond Kid should be in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know if it's ever going to happen. And then the match everyone is talking about, that one, Hogan versus King Kong Bunny for the belt in the blue cage from 86. Those are good old days, not like the cage matches these days. Do you remember that? And no, not live, Tony. I'm talking about when you used to watch it on the network, or I don't know how you watch it.
I remember. I seen the match. Yeah, it was decent for like a cage match back in the day. It honestly makes cage matches these days look like shit.
Yeah, pretty much. And I really
like a decent cage match.
I really wish they went back to the blue one just for like the old school Raw or old school pay-per-view, but they don't do that for some reason, you know.
Yeah.
I know they have it in the WWE warehouse somewhere. Another one, the big one, 86 in Detroit, Michigan. It's the old stadium. Hogan versus Andre the Giant for the WWF Championship. I know everyone is talking about that, but the other one I really like is Macho Man Randy Savage versus we just discussed that. Who is that again? Oh my gosh.
Huh?
Who's that Macho Man face again? Oh, for the actually
Steamboat.
Yeah, Ricky Steamboat. From my point of view, I think that was better than the main event in my eyes, Tony, because it's high flying, and I love the finish, and it was awesome. The IC belt. You agree or disagree, Tony?
I wait. Do I agree that the Ricky Steamboat and Macho Man is better than the main event?
Yes.
I do agree. Yeah, it was better than the main event. The match was more exciting. People still talk about it to this day. I mean, sure, people still talk about Hogan body slamming Andre, but I feel like people they talk about Steamboat and Macho Man more than they do the other moments. So yeah, that I would have to say that's a better match.
I agree. Okay, next one, 88. It was in Atlanta City, at the Atlanta City Convention Center. Randy Savage versus Ted DiBiase. I guess at the time it was the tournament, so that's pretty neat. For the first time, it was vacant. Um, Macho Man won that thing. Then I don't know if you remember that. Then '89, they Hogan and Macho Man broke up. That was used to be the Mega Power. Hogan won the belt, of course. That was the good old days. Then '90 in Toronto, Canada. That's when Edge was in the crowd. Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior, title versus title. The Ultimate Warrior, that one. Skydome. Do you remember those?
That was a good match, actually. I mean, it was a decent match. I mean, when people talk about Warrior matches, that is one of the matches they they bring up is him and Hogan.
Yeah.
So I mean, I seen the match. It was decent.
Yeah, at the time, yeah. It's not the best match on that card, I don't think, but that's just my opinion. 91, Los Angeles, California. And probably you know about this story. It was going to be a different arena, but at the time it was a Gulf of Mexico, so they had to change it because Slaughter was heel against Hogan, and Hogan won that belt.
Yeah.
No, actually, yeah, Hogan won. Go ahead, what are you going to say?
Well, I think Hogan and well, not Hogan, but I think Sergeant Slaughter had he's heel at the time, and he had like a gimmick where he was like a non-American, didn't he, with Colonel Mustafa?
Yes, yes.
So.
I mean that's why WWE decided it was gonna be outdoors, so they went indoors instead. It was gonna be in the a college campus outside, so they changed it. So they don't want to take any chances in case people was gonna go after them, you know.
Yeah, I think on that what does it say? Like that WrestleMania I'm trying to think. Didn't that WrestleMania that had Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, and then didn't have Ric Flair and Macho Man, or no?
No, that was Death Row. No, not yet. Not yet.
Was it?
No, not that one.
Oh.
That's okay. I'll tell you that in a few minutes. That was a pretty good match. The '92 Indianapolis, Indiana. That's the one with Ric Flair in it. Hogan versus Sid Justice. And that was okay. And then the other one was, I'm surprised they didn't mention it, was Ric Flair versus Macho Man, because Macho Man and Ric Flair had a big old storyline with Elizabeth and all the good stuff. And it was for the belt, too. That was a very good match, too. And also, Bret Hart versus Piper for the IC belt. That was a very classic match at WrestleMania 8. I don't know if you remember that. The 93, okay, 93 was in Las Vegas, Nevada, Caesar Palace. The gimmick, how these ring announcers dressed up was so bad, but what do you expect? Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. It was a very good match. Then out of nowhere, Hogan won it because Yokozuna, Mr. Fuji give Yokozuna. No, actually, Mr. Fuji put the powder in Bret Hart's face, so he can't wrestle more. So they put Hogan in that match, and he won. I think Bret Hart was pissed off. That's what he said on his podcast. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's really true or not.
I remember that. Yeah. Because didn't Bret Hart lost the belt, right?
Yeah.
Yoko.
Yeah.
And then Hogan came out and helped out Bret Hart, and he beat Yoko, and then he won the belt. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't. Did they make that a match that night? They did, huh?
Yep, right away. Yep. I mean, yeah, it was. It's not really official match. They just did it. I don't know how. I don't know how they did it. You know.
That's dumb as fuck.
I think so, but whatever.
Hogan needed to get out of the spotlight for
Yeah,
a while.
yeah, a long time ago, but you know he's a big money maker. What
Everybody
else?
loves him.
94. It was in Madison Square Garden. Yokozuna versus Bret Hart for the WF Championship because they had like a little flip the coin. What happened at the Rumble 94? I mentioned that in my podcast. I think I did. I don't know if you remember that one. 94 is a pretty decent Mania, in my eyes.
Wait, you mean Hogan and not Hogan, Bret Hart and Yoko had they had a rematch of the following Mania?
What?
You mean Bret and Yoko had another match the following Mania?
What now? No.
No, because I could have saw you said 94, and then you said that Bret Hart and Yoko had a match. We were talking about that. We were talking about WrestleMania 9. They had a match.
Yes.
I thought we moved on to the next WrestleMania. I wasn't sure. I lost me there.
That's okay. Yeah, WrestleMania 9. You know, it was in Las Vegas. You know, all that good stuff. Then the following year, it was WrestleMania 10. It was in New York City. Yokozuna versus Bret Hart. You know, Bret Hart won that belt. But before that, he faced his brother Owen Hart. That was a very good match, you know. And Owen Hart was mad because Bret Hart won the belt.
Owen at WrestleMania 10.
Yes. Yeah, he had double duty. Yeah.
That was a good match.
Yes. And I think in my eyes, I think what?
No, I was gonna say something else memorable on that WrestleMania, the first ever ladder match.
Yes, it was very good too. Yes, and I think Owen Hart should have been champion, not Bret Hart, because whatever. I think WF screwed up, but I guess Bret Hart was way better than Bret Hart.
I agree. Yeah. What was it? Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels had a really good ladder match where they unified the belts, and Razor Ramon won that match. That was a good match, though.
Yes.
That's when they had the old school ladders. I think the ladder was like orange, wasn't it?
No, that was at SummerSlam '95.
Oh, then what am I thinking? What color was the ladder then?
I don't know. I gotta look it back in time.
Oh, I thought I could have sworn it was orange.
I don't remember. I'm getting off subject here, Tony.
Oh.
It's okay. So that was a good match. I mean, it was okay at the time. The '95 WrestleMania 11 in Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford Civic Center. Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor. A lot of people think that was not a great match because of NFL player versus the WF superstar. Bam Bam Bigelow, rest in peace. You should be in the Hall of Fame already. Probably you remember that what happened at the Rumble 95. Remember how this all started? These two guys?
Who, Bam Bam and Lawrence?
Yeah.
Didn't they eliminate each other in the Rumble?
No, Bam Bam lost the tag team belts, and then Lawrence Taylor ringside called out Bam Bam, and that's why how that match started for WrestleMania 11 that year.
Oh, I have to be honest with you, I don't remember a lot of that stuff, so you gotta carry me through it.
It's okay. So that match is okay at WrestleMania 11, but from my point of view, Lawrence Taylor did a good job. He did a bulldog. He did all that good stuff. He used some football moves, so he was in pretty good shape. You know, most likely he'd be in the Hall of Fame. Watch, Tony. Watch.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. I think he is, but he's probably over 60.
He's alive still. Yeah, he's 57.
Yeah, I'm guaranteed they can put in the Hall of Fame soon. Watch.
He's 57. He has no kids. He is married. He's been married 3 times.
Wow.
He's been married 3 times, and he's been divorced twice. It says that he has. But he's been married to someone for He's been married to this woman for I guess you could say 10 years because they married in 2007.
Wow.
So yeah, but
yeah.
I bet he'll be inducted.
Yep. maybe this year, you never know. Next one is WrestleMania. Was it 12? 96? Holy cow! It was Anaheim, California. So this is a good match. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. Iron Man match, 60-minute Iron Man match. It took forever. They had to go overtime. Shawn Michaels got his WrestleMania moment. He was a champion, and that really is. It was it.
Boyhood dream has come true.
Yeah, you know, that's on every DVD back then. And I think that was the very first TLC match, right, back then?
No.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, that was the wrong WrestleMania. I forgot what else they had.
WrestleMania 12 too. We haven't really talked much about Taker. Wasn't Taker on that? Didn't he face Diesel?
Yeah. Oh, no, yes.
Taker faced Diesel at WrestleMania 12. Yes.
Yes.
I figured.
Yep.
That was a decent match, but like I said before, two big guys going at it's never really that good of a match.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, 91, that's when Taker started the streak, but they didn't mention until later on in his career, you know?
Yeah, but what do you think of the Taker-Diesel match?
It could be better. I wish, in my opinion, point of view, I wish Diesel won, but on the other hand, they want Taker to dominate Mania, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Well, and then WrestleMania 13, where was that at?
Okay, let me see here. What year was that? Is that 96?
96. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, that was in Anaheim, California.
No, you already. No. 97.
Okay, sorry. Rosemont, Illinois, Rosemont Horizon. If you guys don't know, right now it is currently Allstate Arena, you know. Psycho Sid versus The Undertaker in a no disqualification match for the WF title. Taker won.
What do you think of that match?
That was a pretty good match at that era, you know.
Another match that happened was that I remember that event for was Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart. It was in a submissions match, and everyone remembers I think it was a submission match, right?
Yeah.
And then it's always in my head when I think about the match is Austin didn't tap out, but he passed out from blood. Like he lost so much blood, he passed out while he's in the sharpshooter.
Yeah, but
Bret Hart.
And Kim Shamrock was a special referee that night.
That's true. And so Bret Hart won, huh? Because Austin couldn't compete, right?
Correct. And back in the day, from 85 until the late 90s, they didn't have a great pyro back then, Tony. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
The pyro was just so cheap. But whatever. I guess they never went all out until later on in WrestleMania.
And then what was WrestleMania 14? Where was that?
Boston. Boston, Massachusetts. The Fleet Center, home of the Boston. All them teams are in Boston. Shawn Michaels versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WF Heavyweight Championship. Shawn Michaels.
Mike Tyson was the special enforcer.
Yep. DX was on the side, and that was the TV 14 era. Everything was so hot, and Shawn Michaels that was his last match for a while because he had a lot of injuries, you know, coming up, or had a lot of injuries. He sucked it up, you know.
Back injury, I think. Yeah, he had a back injury
at the Rumble.
And yeah, that's true. And what was it? That was like that was the rise of Stone Cold.
Oh yeah, yep.
When he started, getting
popular.
Yeah, and that was a good match. So him and Austin, and I'm trying to remember. Didn't Taker and Kane face for the first time? Didn't they?
Yep, Taker versus Taker. Yep, I mean Taker versus Kane. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, it was an okay match. Yeah, and then so that was that, and then WrestleMania 15. That was where was that?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. No disqualification match for the belt. I don't know if I still do. I don't think so. I usually had the original DVD with commentating. Now I just have the box set. It was a very good match. And the very first Wait, I'm sorry, 99. What else happened that night? Oh yeah, Taker versus Big Boss Man, Hell in a Cell. That match was not that great, Tony.
No, another thing about Rock and Austin, that was the first match of the 3 times they faced at WrestleMania.
Yep.
They have a long history with each other. But yeah, growing up, like the Attitude Era, those two were my favorites in the Attitude Era. Well, those two and then Taker was one of my favorites too. But yeah, like something I remember is there was a cool spot when The Rock was what was it, like he grabbed one of the cameras and he was looking around and then he turned around and Austin gave him the stunner and I remember when Austin won or something. No, actually before Austin won the match, McMahon came out and pulled Earl Hebner out of the ring, and McMahon was trying to screw over Austin and all this. And then at the end of the day, Austin of course won the belt. But yeah, I remember that feud. It went back all the way from Survivor Series '98. What was it? Remember the Deadly Games tournament where The Rock turned heel and joined the corporation?
Yes.
And then they built up the feud for him and Austin all the way up from there because I remember that they had Austin. They had I don't remember how Survivor Series '98. I don't remember what happened, but I know Austin he either got injured or something storyline wise. He got injured and they took him away from the arena. He left he was left in the ambulance, something like that. But the finals, what was it? The finals were Mankind and The Rock. Remember, the Mankind was heel and everyone, the corporation was behind Mankind, and then what was it McMahon turned on Mankind and Rock turned heel and joined the corporation. I remember that.
Yes.
But yeah, and then so that's how the The Rock and Austin feud started for that WrestleMania. So yeah, and then Taker and Bossman, the Hell in a Cell wasn't very good.
Nope, not really at all.
WrestleMania 2000, I know it was in California. I know that for a fact.
What?
WrestleMania 2000, the next year, I know that was in California. I know that for a fact. Was it in Anaheim?
Yes, again. We discussed this in the past, but we're gonna discuss again. Triple H versus the Rock versus Big Show versus Mick Foley for the WWF title. I don't like that because they have every McMahon on the corner. It should have been a one-on-one match between the Rock versus Triple H. They never had a one-on-one match at Mania, never ever.
That was such a dumb. I didn't like that at all. It should have just been one-on-one because The Rock won the Royal Rumble, but then what happened was he ended up giving his title shot up against Big Show, and if Big Show won, he did it at No Way Out. Big Show won, and then Big Show became I don't know. I don't remember how exactly all went down, but I know it was obviously a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania 2000, and there was a McMahon in each corner, which was dumb.
Yes.
But of course Triple H retained, and then something else I remember on this WrestleMania. By the way, Taker was out too. He had an injury, so he didn't make this Mania.
See, I didn't know about that one. Back then.
I didn't either. But what I was gonna say is another thing I remember on this WrestleMania was the first encounter between the Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. This was just a normal ladder match, no tables or chairs yet.
Okay.
Match. That was pretty good. I think Edge and Christian won that one. I think, right?
Yes, that was a good first time they met, and then they had a great rivalry, So what else? Oh, didn't they have a hardcore belt too online that year?
I think so. Yeah, did they?
I don't remember. That's been so long ago. It's ridiculous. Then 01.
WrestleMania 17 was in Texas, right?
Yes, Houston, Texas. Yes, of course. Austin versus The Rock. Yeah. No disqualification. Austin turned heel. He beat the crap out of The Rock. Rock took some time off. Austin joined his boss with McMahon.
Austin, he shook McMahon's hand.
Yep.
And then other things I remember is probably one of my favorite matches at WrestleMania, the TLC between Edge, Christian, and the Hardys. Edge, Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudleys. That was awesome. I remember I think the spot everyone remembers the most is remember when Jeff Hardy was holding onto the belts and Edge speared him off from the ladder.
Yeah. Great.
That probably took a lot out of Edge. That was probably one of the reasons he retired. That did a lot of damage to his body.
Yeah, it took a toll on him. Yeah.
But that was a great match. And that was the first time that Taker and Triple H faced at WrestleMania. They faced 2 more times down the road.
Yep.
That was a pretty decent match. You know, that was when Taker was the American Bat. You know, like the biker gimmick.
I love that gimmick.
And yeah, me too. I did too. And you know, that was technically that Taker came home. You know, because he's from Texas, so it was like a homecoming for him. And what else can I? And there was a pretty good hardcore match at WrestleMania too. Big Show, Raven, and Kane. Remember that match?
Oh yeah, they went back. They went backstage. They did it all back then.
They had some. That WrestleMania to me is one of my favorite. It is my favorite, and they had some stupid gimmick battle royal. Remember that Iron Sheik one?
Yeah, that was. Well, yeah, that was.
Like Doink was in there, Bob Backlund.
Yep. Yeah, that was not necessary. That was not necessary, but whatever. I guess it's just a filler match.
I think it was, yeah. And then WrestleMania 18, the Sky Dome in Toronto, Canada, right? Yeah. Am I right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then the main event, Triple H and Y2J, you know, Undisputed Championship.
Yep. That was actually that was a very good Tony. That was a very very good build up for Mania that year.
It was, yeah, because think about it. Jericho technically caused Triple H to tear his quad in 2001, and Triple H was out for so long, and then he finally made his return at the Rumble. He won the Rumble. I believe, did Triple H beat Kurt Angle at No Way Out, or Kurt Angle beat him?
Yeah. Triple H beat him, you know, for #1 contender. The rest of his history, Stephanie McMahon joined forces with Y2J that year, and the rest of his history, you know. And also, Hogan and The Rock for the first time ever, you know.
That was like a dream match. I'm glad it happened. It was a dream match, you know. It was like icon versus icon, error versus error. You know, that was a pretty decent match.
Yes,
I enjoyed it. I mean, the fans were shitting on The Rock so bad because you know, they were more fan of Hogan, if you remember.
Yeah.
They were booing The Rock pretty bad. And then I remember. What was it? After The Rock won, him and Hogan, they shook hands and all this. I guess you could say they gained each other's respect. And then as The Rock was going, you know, Rock was walking away. The NWO, Hall and Nash came out. They beat down Hogan, and then The Rock came back to make the save. And then The Rock and Hogan celebrated. That was an awesome moment.
Yeah, pretty much.
WrestleMania.
Yep.
Scott Hall and Austin had a match, a pretty decent match.
Yeah, it could be better, but whatever. And then after Hogan, you know, he went back to the original colors. He had a decent run, and that really sums it up, you know.
Yeah, that's true. And then
03 is in Seattle,
Seattle,
Washington. Triple H versus Chris Benoit. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong WrestleMania. I'm sorry. I'm going.
Triple H versus Booker T.
Oh God, that was awful. I think so.
Triple H versus Booker T. That was not that good of a match. Booker T should have won, but whatever.
Yep, I think WWE's racist. I think.
I think they are too, but who knows? And then the main event was, of course, was Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle with where Brock Lesnar nearly broke his damn neck doing that shooting star press. That was crazy.
Hey Tony, I wonder did he practice? I wonder did he practice that before the event kicks off?
Well, they have to. Well, I mean, they obviously have to practice it. Then again, I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows, right?
Yeah, that was a good match. Very good match. Kurt Angle, Batista has, Kurt Angle and Lesnar has some great rivalries, you know? Awesome rivalries.
Good chemistry, yeah. What else happened at WrestleMania? It was Hogan and McMahon had a street fight, or
that was
bar or something, and then Roddy Piper returned, remember?
Yep, that was a great moment, yes.
I agree. That was a good match, too. I enjoyed it. And The Rock and Austin had their final match at WrestleMania, and this was Austin's last match in general. He retired after this, pretty much. He's been retired ever since.
Yeah, he didn't make a
competition.
Well, yeah, he didn't really make it official. He didn't make a big deal about it. He just walked away, you know.
He just walked away, yeah, because after this he left for a while. And then remember he came back, and then remember they had the what was it that? Yeah, it was that year at Survivor Series. Remember, they had it was the Team Austin versus Team Bischoff, and if Bischoff's team won, Austin would have to leave. I remember he left for a while again and then came back.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that was mainly all the matches at WrestleMania 19 that really are worth talking about. I think, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, at WrestleMania 20, Madison Square Garden, I was there. My mom and I, for the first time ever, WrestleMania, triple threat match, the best threat match I seen in that time. Triple H, Chris Benoit, HBK for the world belt, because Chris Benoit won the Rumble. He could choose what show he wants to face. He faces Triple H. And then Shawn Michaels, how he got involved, because he had an epic match between him and Triple H at Rumble 04, no winner, last man standing match. And then Chris Benoit made Triple H tapped. Very good. And they had a fatal 4-way for the belts for Raw and SmackDown. I think they should have 2 different stipulations for Raw and SmackDown, but whatever for the belts. What else they had? 04. Oh yeah.
Undertaker return, face Kane.
Oh yeah, Lesnar versus Brock. Train wreck for the first time ever. Awful because
Wait, what?
What?
You just said Lesnar versus Brock.
Oh, sorry. Lesnar versus Goldberg for the first time is a huge train wreck because both guys were going to leave anyway. Lesnar wants to try out for the NFL, does a total fail. And Goldberg, I think, was filming movies or whatever was he doing. Or I think his contract was going to expire anyway, you know?
Yeah.
So that match was awful. Austin was a special referee, so that match was garbage. Oh, yeah. Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero for the belt. That was good.
And then wasn't... yeah, it was pretty good. And then also... Kane and Undertaker, right? Yeah.
Yeah, first time Undertaker went back to his original gimmick. Paul Bearer came back. Great moment. Taker was still undefeated at the time at Mania.
What do you think of the match?
It was okay. It could be better, but whatever.
And here's a little small thing to talk about too. Molly Holly got her head shaved, if you remember, by Victoria.
Yes.
And then also, The Rock returned to WrestleMania. Well, I mean, he was at the previous WrestleMania, but he returned because he was gone for WWE for a while because he was in Hollywood at the time. But The Rock, him and Mick Foley, Rock and Sock Connection reunited to face Evolution. That was pretty decent.
Yes, I wish Rock and Sock Connection won, but on the other hand, Evolution was so darn hot that year, you know?
True, and, I mean, they were the younger guys. It makes sense to put the younger guys over.
Yeah. So it was a pretty decent match. Okay. WrestleMania 21, you attended this event. Los Angeles, California, Staples, Triple H for Batista. These 2 guys have some great chemistry. And also, the first time ever, a Money in Bank ladder match for a briefcase. Y2J invented that. I wish he won it, but never happened. Edge won instead. The rest is history. You got anything else to say about your very first Mania that year?
What is this? I mean, I enjoyed it. It was awesome, you know, being there and stuff. Like, the atmosphere was pretty awesome. The great moments. Yeah, I mean, Y2J should have won Money in the Bank because, you know, it was his idea. Well, on TV they say it was his idea. I don't know backstage if it was or not, but that's what they say on TV at least. But, I mean, at the same time, Y2J was already an established veteran, an established star. You know, he'd already won multiple world titles. So it kind of made sense to give it to, like, a younger guy. Then I'm glad they gave it to Edge, but at the same time, it would have been cool if, like, a Shelton Benjamin would have won it. That would have been awesome. But, Edge winning I was fine with. You know, he later cashed in on John Cena to become champion for the first time. That's his history. Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle had a really awesome match. I enjoyed their match.
Yeah.
I wish HBK would have won. I'm trying to remember. I haven't watched that event in a while, but I'm trying to remember. Did HBK win or Kurt? I think Kurt won.
Yeah, by his ankle lock, yes. Kurt Angle won.
He made HBK tap out, yeah. And then Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio had a really good match.
Oh, yeah.
And Here's something. Here's something really cool. This is a fun fact. I attended Eddie Guerrero's last WrestleMania, so that's pretty cool. And Eddie Guerrero had a good match. Randy Orton and Undertaker had a good match.
Oh, yes, they did.
Undertaker's entrance was really it was different because how he was floating, but he was like he had to be on some kind of ramp or something that was moving him. But It was cool how they made him look like he was floating, So.
Yeah, you gotta rewatch it. And the thing I didn't like is the Big Show thing, the Yokozuna kind of thing. That was stupid. Remember that one? Hello? Oh no. Hold on, everybody. I lost my partner. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Don't leave, don't leave. Ah. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We were almost done. Damn it. Okay, Tony. What's your thoughts on the Big Show and that Japan match at WrestleMania 21? You were there live.
Oh, that match was that sumo match was pretty bad. I don't think ever should have a sumo match at WrestleMania or WWE in general. Save that for sumo. I don't think that needs to be in wrestling. But yeah, it was not good at all. Aki Bono and Big Show was trash. But yeah, what do you think of it?
It was stupid. I know it's an easy paycheck for both of those competitors, but overall, it's stupid, But whatever. I just when I watched it, I just shake my head. Really, W? Really, you could do way better, but whatever,
Yeah.
It was not.
What else? What else? What was it? Cena and Batista both won belts, right?
Yes, and John Cena beat JBL, and that's how John Cena had his long run, and the spinning belt came out at SmackDown that year,
Yeah, and then Batista beat Triple H, and it was awesome. I got to see Motorhead live, and rest in peace Lemmy, because he died. He died last year, so rest in peace him. But yeah, what else? Undertaker and Randy Orton had a pretty good match. Undertaker's entrance was wow, it was confusing, it was just kind of crazy how he was floating, but he really wasn't. They made it look like he was floating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, there's no other matches on here worth discussing, I guess.
Okay, WrestleMania 22 in Chicago again. Go ahead, go ahead. You take over right now because I lost the page. So go ahead, Tony.
Oh, okay. Main event was Triple H and John Cena for the WWE Championship. That was a pretty good match. I liked it. I kind of wish Triple H would have won. Fun fact: John Cena's entrance, he had some kind of the entrance was pretty cool.
It's like mafia.
It was like a gangster mafia type entrance, and CM Punk was one of the guys shooting the guns.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
Yep.
Mark Henry and Taker had a casket match.
It could be way better.
Not very good at all. Yeah.
Oh yeah, one more thing.
Rey Rey Mysterio won. What?
One more thing I forgot to mention. Big Show and Kane beat Spirit Squad for the belts, remember? Or they, you know what I'm saying? Remember that time?
That wasn't a Mania.
Oh, well, Big Show and Kane, they didn't win the belts that night.
No, they retained them. They defended them against Carlito and Chris Masters.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I totally screwed up. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Rey Mysterio won the World Championship in a triple threat against Randy Orton and Kurt Angle. That was a great moment. He had a pretty cool entrance, but at the same time, only reason they did all that is because Eddie passed on, so they pushed the Rey Mysterio because of Eddie. What else? Trish Stratus and Mickey James had a good match.
Yes, it was.
James won the belt.
Yes.
What else? McMahon and Mr. McMahon and Shawn Michaels had a good no DQ match. No holds barred. That was an awesome match.
Oh yeah, and that's how you get. And that's how DX came back later on too that year.
That's true. They did. What else? Money in the Bank. RVD won that year.
I was marking. I was very happy for the guy.
I think that's really all there is to discuss for this WrestleMania. I think. Right?
Okay. 23 Detroit, Michigan. Lucas was there. I think that was his only WrestleMania so far. John Cena versus Shawn Michaels. That was a very good match for the belt. And they met on Raw. I think it was in UK. Right? Was it UK? They met like for an hour.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's on DVD or no. I think that's. I'm assuming that's on the network by now, right? That one episode of Raw.
Yeah, it's exclusive to the network in the UK. Yes.
Awesome.
Yep, that's right.
What else? What else happened? Oh yeah, John Cena had an awesome entrance going in the arena. That was awesome. I love that entrance.
And the Camaro, yeah.
I really wish that Shawn Michaels won. But on the other hand, he's a veteran at the time, and John Cena was Super Cena, 06, 07, so he dominated that year. What else happened?
Also, I gotta add in that John Cena and Shawn Michaels going into this match, they were Raw World Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, I think that was kind of stupid on WWE part, but whatever, you know.
I agree. What else? Also, Batista and Undertaker. Undertaker beat Batista to win the world title because Undertaker won the Rumble that year.
Yeah, and he was still undefeated. Yep.
15-0, I think. Yeah, 15-0 at that point. And then what else? A pretty decent Money in the Bank. Jeff Hardy did that crazy spot, like where he broke the ladder with Edge. That was pretty cool.
Oh yes.
And Mr. Kennedy won Money in the Bank. Too bad he never won any because he got concussion. He never went anywhere with it.
Nope.
Anything else that happened on the show? Battle of the Billionaires. Can't forget that. McMahon got his head shaved. It's kind of funny to say Donald Trump was involved in this. Now he's our president. Well, in like 12 days he'll be our president or something like that. So
yeah, weird, huh?
Yeah, it's weird how things work. I think Donald Trump. Yep, Donald Trump is the first ever WWE Hall of Famer to become a president of the United States. Wow.
And it might be the last, but you never know. Yeah, I think that's only that's the only moments I can think of. WrestleMania. WrestleMania 24 in Orlando, Florida. Same building is going to happen this year, but at the time, they did no remodeling, nothing. Edge had an awesome entrance against The Undertaker, and they had a great storyline. I just watched it recently. Taker was champion. I mean, he won. He beat Edge for the belt. He was still undefeated. Ric Flair versus HBK, career match for Ric Flair, and then a couple months later, he went to TNA. And he had a great send-off on Raw, so that's a big waste for WWE, you know?
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. Yeah, it was a good match though. Him and HBK put on a good match.
Yes, it was.
And then what else? Randy Orton retained the WWE Championship in a triple threat against John Cena and Triple H. That was a pretty good match. John Cena had a pretty cool entrance with what was it? Like the cheerleaders, wasn't it?
Yes.
some kind of. It was cheerleading, wasn't it? Or what was his entrance?
I think it was a band. You know, every year is different for him. You know.
Yeah, he had a band. I remember that. Yeah. And then Kane won the ECW championship against Chavo in some kind like 5 seconds or something. It was pretty quick.
Yep, it was. They just squashed Chavo big time because you know ECW. You know they want to demolish that brand, but whatever. But it was a very good and of course.
CM Punk won Money in the Bank for the first time.
And then Matt Hardy came out of nowhere in Diss Track MVP. They started a rivalry. That was awesome.
Then they became tag champs.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's about it for this WrestleMania. Yeah.
And then WrestleMania 25 in the years in the making, Houston, Texas. Triple H versus Randy Orton for the WWE belt. That was not very good at all. The storyline was awesome, but the match was dog crap, in my opinion, because what was better was Shawn Michaels versus Taker. That was an awesome match. They went all out, in my opinion.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's my favorite WrestleMania match of all time. Yeah, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. What a great match! That was a really fun match.
Shawn Michaels had a great entrance. Taker had a great entrance. I think they had Money in the Bank that year too, right?
The storyline was great. The storyline was great too between Taker and Shawn Michaels, and that won match of the year that year. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, they had Money in the Bank that year. Punk won again, back to back. First ever time someone won back to back Money in the Bank. What else? Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy had a pretty good Extreme Rules match when they were feuding.
Oh yeah, yep.
John Cena won the world title against the Big Show and Edge when he gave them both the attitude adjustment.
Oh yeah, triple threat match. Yeah, that storyline was okay, but whatever. Of course, John Cena's got to win, but
I didn't like the storyline. I didn't like the storyline where they brought Vicky in it.
Oh yeah. But if Vicky wasn't part of it, it'd be better probably. But whatever. I think Edge should retain because I like Edge better.
Yeah, I do too. Some people say Big Show should have won.
No, hell no.
And how can we forget JBL retired or quit that night when he lost to Rey Mysterio?
Yep.
And Rey Mysterio he came out dressed as the Joker.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Yes.
I think that's about it for this WrestleMania. 26, Phoenix, Arizona. You were there, huh? Of course.
Yeah, and then Shawn Michaels versus Taker, career versus streak match. Taker won. I said it again. I said it once. I said it again. It was not very good because they all know that Shawn Michaels was retired, so they didn't want to go all out. They want to leave him on a high note. So they had a great moment at the end, and the match I did not like. Bret Hart versus Vince. They should have done that match years ago because McMahon was way older. Bret Hart was older. The family got involved at the end. They turned on McMahon. It was not a very good match, but the Money in the Bank was good. Jack Swagger won. He cashed in on that tape on SmackDown back in the day. And Jack Swagger got... now he's a jobber now, you know?
Yeah, what else happened?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Edge and Jericho had an okay match.
Yep.
Yep, Edge should have won the belt, but whatever, Jericho retained. John Cena Batista had an okay match. John Cena won the WWE title. I mean, who else but John Cena, right? That would win. I didn't like the John Cena Batista feud, did you?
No, God, no, it sucked.
What else happened on this WrestleMania? That's about it, really. I mean, yeah. So.
Oh, what else? Oh yeah, Kofi did a great moment at Money in the Bank. He used stilts to get to the briefcase. That was a great moment for Kofi. Now let's fast forward to WrestleMania 27, Atlanta, Georgia. The Miz was in a title picture. He was a champion versus the challenger, John Cena. The only reason the Miz retained because The Rock came out, beat John.
Rock was host.
Yep, that was very stupid, I think, but whatever. What else happened?
Taker and Triple H had a really good match. And,
oh yeah.
They did a storyline where Taker was injured in the match or something like that, and then you didn't see Taker he took a year off. He came back a year later.
Yep, everybody thought he's gonna retire. You know.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember really what I thought at the time. I don't. But yeah, it was kind of weird not seeing him. But yeah, that was a pretty good match. What else happened on that pay per view? Fuck. Well, this was Edge's. Well, actually, Edge had another match. I think Edge worked SmackDown. I don't remember. I think he worked SmackDown. SmackDown that Tuesday because they taped it. I think he worked after the. I don't remember, but I know Lucas said that. Lucas told me that he went to Edge's final Edge's final match. Like he said, Edge's last match was actually a non-televised event, so WrestleMania wasn't really Edge's last match.
Well, for us it was.
I guess it was.
Yeah.
What?
For us it was, and then.
Well, WWE said it was, but.
Yeah.
WWE said it was, but it's not like they're gonna say. It's not like they're gonna say, "Oh, Edge had his last match at a live event," you know.
Yeah, and then the first match, the first match on the card was the World Belt. We were surprised at what? That was
Del Rio.
Yeah, I think Del Rio should.
And that wasn't a good match.
Yeah, they knocked out the windows of Del Rio's car. Remember that?
Yeah, it was dumb. You know what? In my opinion, instead of Del Rio and Edge, it should have been Christian and Edge.
Yeah.
Whatever. Christian had concussion, so he didn't wrestle.
Nope. So the following year, WrestleMania 28, once in a lifetime, John Cena versus The Rock. It was a very good match. It was in Miami, Florida. Great atmosphere. I wish I attended, but I didn't. The Rock won because John Cena was in a slump because he beat the crap out of... No, Brock Lesnar came back. Brock Lesnar beat the crap out of him. I was there. But John Cena won. That still pissed me off to this day, in my eyes. What else happened that year? Oh, yeah, Team Johnny.
Team Johnny, Team Teddy. Oh, God, that was terrible. What else happened? The end of an era, the Hell in a Cell between Undertaker and Triple H.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels, special guest referee. That was an awesome match. I actually liked this better than the WrestleMania 27 match. But yeah, it was cool. At the end, the three of them they helped each other up the stage, and then they would look back. That truly was an end of an era. That was an awesome match. CM Punk defended the belt against Jericho.
That was good.
Too.
Oh yeah. Kane versus Randy Orton too.
That was a pretty good match. And Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds in the opening match.
Yep. Bro kick. Yep.
Daniel Bryan should have retained, but whatever. What do you think of that? 18 seconds.
A big moment for Sheamus, but overall it was a big thing for a big slap in the face for Daniel Bryan. I don't know why, but I guess they weren't ready for him as a main guy for the company, you know.
Yeah, I agree. What else happened in this WrestleMania? That's all I remember from this.
Okay.
The Rock had a cool entrance. Flow Rider sang The Rock. I think it was Flow Rider. Somebody sang The Rock to the ring.
Yep.
And John Cena had somebody sang John Cena to the ring. But yeah, I think that was about it for that, huh?
Okay, WrestleMania 29. You know, it was 30 years. 30 years. A lot of people thought it was going to be in Madison Square Garden. It's not going to happen anymore because McMahon wants a big arenas. You know, like football arenas or new arenas. So it's not going to go there anymore. I don't think, but you never know. So, The Rock versus John Cena. Once in a lifetime. Yeah, okay. It happened again. Back-to-back years. That was stupid. They made a documentary. The documentary is awesome. So, you know. Of course, this time, John Cena won the belt. The Rock got injured during the match. Or during filming. I don't know how it happened. I think he tore his quad, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, that match was okay. It could be way better.
Oh, no. He didn't tear his quad. He injured his ribs or something. Yeah, something like that.
During the match?
Yeah, or filming a movie or filming the Fast and Furious movie or something. I don't remember all the details, but so much for once in a lifetime. But
yeah. And remember we thought
Taker and Punk had a good match.
Yes.
In my opinion, this should have been Taker's last match, and Punk should have broke the streak.
I agree.
Either way, this should have been Taker's last match.
Yeah.
Whoever won.
Yes, I agree.
But whatever.
And then I thought John Cena was going to turn on The Rock when they go up the ramp, but it never happened. And then Mark Henry versus Ryback. That match sucks, so
Really?
that's not really a moment, but I just want to put my 2 cents in that.
And then the world title, Jack Swagger Del Rio. Really? Really?
Yeah.
And then that's when they were pushing Jack Swagger again.
Yep.
And then anything else? Really? I don't remember. Is any?
No, and I think
memorable.
I think it rained out there too in New Jersey, New York. I'm not too sure. That really sums it up. Okay, WrestleMania 30 years in the making. The triple threat match. Actually, the original idea was gonna be Batista versus Randy Orton, because I think Randy Orton was the champion. Batista won the whole Rumble, but he came back. People were pissed. Daniel Bryan should have won that year, but whatever. Daniel Bryan squeezed himself into the main event triple threat match. I'm happy they did that. Daniel Bryan got his WrestleMania moment. Taker lost because
Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, he beat winner of Triple H and Daniel Bryan in the opening match.
Yeah, that was good.
We got into the triple threat. But Triple H and Daniel Bryan had a pretty good match in the opening. Yeah.
Oh yeah, very good match. I loved it. Awesome.
And I like Triple H's entrance.
Oh yeah, every year he gets better and better. You know.
Agreed. But yeah, and then what else? And of course this WrestleMania is known for the ending of the streak. Sadly.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all good things must come to an end. All streaks come to an end, as Undertaker said before.
Yep. But why Lesnar? Come on now, he's a veteran too. They should. I mentioned it before. They should give it to like a new guy from like NXT, or maybe Punk should done it. You know. But whatever.
Yeah, but that's WWE for you. They're behind Lesnar.
Yep.
But yeah. What else? And then what was it? Good for Daniel Bryan. You know, he won the belt. What else happened? WrestleMania 30. Cesaro won the first Andre Battle Royal.
Yeah, but after that, it did not go anywhere for him at all. And then instead of Money Bank, they replaced that. But whatever, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Battle Royal.
What else happened at WrestleMania 30? I don't even. Do you remember?
Oh, Hogan, The Rock, and Austin opened up the show, and then Hogan said something stupid. Or remember he botched it big time?
Botched his lines.
Yep, he said, "Oh, this is Detroit Pontiac," and they made fun of him. You know.
Yeah.
So typical Hogan. Okay, WrestleMania 31. You and I was there, and other people were there. It was in California. Nice stadium. What happened? Oh yeah, ladder match for the IC belt. Daniel Bryan got his moment. Not very good build up.
Main event was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. That was fun seeing Roman Reigns get thrown around, but at the end, Seth Rollins came out and cashed in, which was awesome. We were part of history seeing first ever Money in Bank cash in at WrestleMania. That was awesome.
Yeah, and I still regret not filming my reaction, but how do you know? You're not gonna film every part of Mania, but yeah, it was a very good moment. I'm glad they put a triple threat match instead of Roman versus Brock. That would suck, I think, in my eyes, but whatever. Seth.
What do you mean? It was Roman. What do you mean it was Roman and Brock?
Yeah, but yeah, at first, then they made a triple threat match because he cashed in, you know.
Oh yeah, true.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Orton and Randy Orton and Seth Rollins had a pretty good match, and then a sick RKO. That was an awesome RKO.
And then what else?
The debut of Sting at WrestleMania. Too bad he lost against Triple H.
That's still pissed me. I know that's still. And then the NWO. Come on, NWO helped Sting. They never joined forces back in the day, but whatever.
And then the old fart DX came out to help Triple H. And then I like Sting. I like Triple H's entrance.
Oh, that was awesome.
Stuff. That was
now, Sting entrance, we mentioned it before. Sting's entrance, it'd be good, but if it's at nighttime, you know.
Sting's entrance confused me though. It had people. It had people playing the drums with their face. They were Chinese people playing that. It didn't. It confused. I don't know. His entrance confused me. But it was still a cool moment. Sting got his Mania moment. Good for him.
Yep.
And then Taker returned after being gone for a year after the streak. Taker came back to take on Bray. That was a pretty good match. Taker won. He got his redemption. A lot of people think Bray should have won.
Well, yeah, he should be. He still.
Think about it. What?
Yeah, because at WrestleMania 30 against John Cena buried his ass. So we expect,
And then Taker buried him, I guess. So,
yep.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Bray Wyatt is younger, but whatever,
Right. And then Triple H and Stephanie came out. They were bragging about owning the WWE and the fans. And then The Rock came out, and then Ronda Rousey and Stephanie went at it. And then and then everyone thought, oh, this means The Rock and Triple H are going to go at it next year's WrestleMania. Yeah, well, that never happened because The Rock filming movies still. So yeah, I guess we fast forward to this last year's.
Yep, last year WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas, home of the Cowboys and all that good stuff. They broke the record. That's what they say. And probably you heard about this, Tony. A lot of people who attended this, it took forever to get to the arena because I guess they had ticket issues. Remember that?
Yeah.
So hopefully it don't happen to me when I go to WrestleMania 33. Okay, what must say here? Triple H versus Roman. To end the show, it was not very good, but Triple H had an awesome entrance. I like how Stephanie got involved. It reminded me of He-Man. She was Evelyn. I'm not too sure if you remember that show back in the day. Probably you don't. But
I do, and I gotta say, Stephanie looked hot as hell.
Yeah, she did.
And then
the match was not that.
Have an awesome entrance. Roman Reigns had a pretty cool entrance too. Roman Reigns won the belt. The fans were just going. I thought the fans were gonna burn the stadium down.
Yeah. And what else?
And
then the New Day. Remember New Day?
Huh?
The New Day had a good entrance too, huh?
New Day had a cool entrance. Dragon Ball Z entrance. That was cool. Out of the big box of Bootios. That was cool.
Of course, at that time they had no Burrito cereal until a couple months later after Mania, right?
Yeah, and then the New Day lost to League of Nations, and League of Nations was talking crap. And then Austin, Shawn Michaels and Foley came out and beat him down.
Yeah, that was a good moment. That was a good moment, but the match kind of.
Austin tore his rotator cuff.
Oh, he did?
So, yeah, he had to have surgery on it.
Wow, just for that one moment. Wow.
And then when he did the stunner on Rusev or something, yeah.
I guess he was not in a wrestling shape, but that's what you get, Austin. I'm just kidding.
And Shawn Michaels looked in great shape.
Yes, he did.
And then you had the three-way to crown the first ever. Well, they like to say first ever women's champion, but there's been women's champion before. But that's WWE for you. They don't remember the past.
Nope.
Charlotte, Flair, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks. That was an awesome match. There were so many cool moves in there. I honestly wanted Sasha Banks to win.
Yeah.
Charlotte won, of course. So.
And then
her dad.
Because it used to be the Divas belt, then they went back to the women's belt, new belt, and whatever, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, Ric Flair helped Charlotte win, but that wasn't a good match, an awesome moment. Good for Charlotte. And Zack Ryder had his WrestleMania moment. He won the IC title, but he lost it the next night on Raw.
Yeah, that was stupid, and he never got his rematch since.
Nope, not that I know of.
So I think that whole storyline is over with.
Yeah, same here. And then now Zack Ryder's on the injured shelf. So well.
That sucks.
And then of course Taker and Shane McMahon had a Hell in a Cell match. That was pretty fun. That was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it. And then the Leap of Faith off the cell.
Yep.
And then that's the WWE logic for you. That if Shane McMahon lost, he would go bye-bye. But he's still here to this day. So
Yeah, so the whole thing was the storyline was stupid and
it was.
well, actually the stipulation, I'm sorry.
I agree. And then what else? Trying to remember what else happened. The Rock came out to because he was the host. I guess the Rock was the host. I don't know, but anyways, the Rock was coming out. He had his fireworks and stuff, and he was pumping up the crowd. He was talking about the attendance record.
Yeah.
And then what was it? The Wyatts came out, and the Rock had a match with the Wyatts, and John Cena came out to help the Rock, and the rest is history. And Sting got inducted to the Hall of Fame the previous night, and then Sting was there. I don't remember anything else. Baron Corbin won the Andre Battle Royal. I think that's about it. I don't remember anything else. Do you?
No, I like how the Rock used a flaming torch and it says The Rock on the stage. That's pretty cool, you know.
That was pretty cool, yeah. And then also too, this was AJ Styles' WrestleMania debut, his WrestleMania moment. Too bad he lost against Jericho or whatever. That's W for you.
Yep.
Even though it seems like two former TNA guys, back-to-back years, Sting and AJ Styles, they both lose their WrestleMania debuts.
Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah.
I guess if Kurt Angle comes back next year or this year and he's at Mania, if he is, I guess he'll probably lose too. But anyways, I think that's about it for WrestleMania 32, right?
Yep, and we don't know what kind of matches they're going to have this year in the WrestleMania.
Rumors are they're going to have Shaq at the Big Show. They're going to have Triple H, Seth Rollins, and Brock Lesnar and Goldberg 3. Those are the rumors.
Oh, God. And listen to this name of the stadium for Orlando. It's called Camp World Stadium. Wow, what a name. Because they remodel it. That's why WWE went back to it, you know?
That's a pretty good name, yeah.
So hopefully it looks better than 08, you know?
I like 08.
I know, but I don't know how much difference they remodel the stadium, you know? I
guess that wraps it up, huh?
Yeah, hopefully the stage for WrestleMania 33 is awesome, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But we just ran the gauntlet. This was I don't know how long this will be.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I could go up. I don't know if it will be up tonight, but thank you very much, Tony. You got anything else to say before we end this thing?
No, not that comes to mind. No, just Happy New Year, everyone. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of Raw. Yeah, and enjoy WrestleMania, right? Lucky.
Yep. I hope it's gonna be
Wrapped it up.
Yeah, that's a bit about it. Thanks everyone, and sorry about we have a little issue. Hopefully it ties in with the first part and the second part. Have a good one, and I'm out of here. This is Team Rai. All my social media accounts down below. Don't forget to subscribe. My friend too. Hey Lucas, what's up? And good night.